way to Bear Creek over in Milton, Florida. The reason we decided to go to Milton is because we got some severe thunderstorms coming in this weekend. And this is the weekend that we were supposed to meet a group of teardroppers up in Tennessee. But we backed out of that, one, because I had stuff going on at work that I wasn't quite sure if I was going to be able to go or not. And two is they were expecting thunderstorms. And I really wasn't prepared to be in thunderstorms all day Saturday or have to drive back in the thunderstorms. So we would only get one day at the park. So we aborted that idea and we made reservations just this morning, just down the road. We're only going to be like 40 miles from the house. And it's in the Blackwater National Forest. And it's really a pretty area for, to be in the southern United States. It's in the Florida Panhandle, in case you're watching this from somewhere else that's not local to here. But we've never been to Bear Creek before. We've been to some of the other surrounding parks, so I'm expecting about the same quality of the park. But we got everything packed up. We're going to look forward to having chicken on the grill over the campfire tonight, cowboy style. Yum, yum. And Michelle bought some stuff. We're going to have crescent rolls tonight. And I think she even said cinnamon rolls in the little oven also. So kind of excited for dinner tonight. But today, we're bringing along the canoe. It's the first time we've put the canoe on the truck since we built the Teardrop. And when I pulled the canoe out of the garage to put it on the truck, side by side, it looks like the wood matches up to be the exact same type of wood. They're both made out of western red cedar, but when you get different runs of wood, you get different colors, but the colors match up pretty well on this. So we're really happy about how that turned out. All right, we just pulled in and got some chicken at our local grocery store there in Century. And we're going to stop here and grab some gas. Then we're going to go down to the Ace Hardware. We got a few supplies that we want to get and take with us. And we got a couple followers in there, and I kind of want to show them the camper of what we built out of the wood and supplies that we bought while we were there, gathering supplies at the Ace Hardware. So we'll kind of show them the camper and what we've been doing. All right, so we'll grab some gas real quick. Hey everybody, we made it out to Bear Lake, and Michelle is
attempting to cook.
boiling over the pasta. So tonight we're going to be having some macaroni and cheese on our stove and grill there. Well, we're going to have croissants, but we forgot to heat up the oven for the croissants, get those started. Also right there behind us, bam, right there on the grill, we got barbecue chicken. And we got our neighbors right there behind us also. Out here at Bear Lake, the campsites are really close together, and so we don't really have that much privacy. We kind of want to give you guys a little update of what we got going on, as far as dinner. Plan on having some cinnamon rolls later on.
Yep.
So we're kind of looking forward to that.
You can see the edge of the canoe. Go back.
Yeah,
you see the edge of the canoe.
This canoe
right behind us.
The truck. So if we have some daylight left, we might get out on the lake with the canoe and for a little sunset.
Yep.
Paddle around the lake
with the citronella candle
to keep the bugs off Michelle.
Right.
But you can see Michelle's got the kitchen all set up. Got some LED lighting under the counter.
You can't really see it all that well, but
we rigged that up right before we left.
We'll turn the camera back on later.
We got our lights up here at the top and a little camper there. And one other thing that we did is, if you check out our refrigerator.
Yep.
We painted it with chalkboard paint, so we can write little messages on there. She attempted to erase it to write something else, but new chalkboard paint, obviously you gotta write it on a few times.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, looks like pasta's about done, chicken's about done, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna break back to you here in a few minutes. All right, so first time using the oven. I haven't even tested this thing out. So we're gonna see if these ovens can get up to 400 degrees because that's what the cinnamon rolls requires, 400 degrees. Now it'll hold a full 9 by 11 pan, so that's cool. At least we can cook a full size meal in this thing as long as it can get up to temperature and hold temperature. Well, we're gonna see where this thing goes and we'll let you know. It's been 12 minutes. Looks like the cinnamon rolls got up to 400 degrees, no problem. It held the temperature at 400. Perfect. Look at that. These things, they look good and they smell. I have to say, I'm extremely happy with this Camp Chef stove and oven. Really happy with this. It went up to 450 degrees and you have to turn the flame down really low just to bring it back into 400 degrees. So if you're thinking about buying a Camp Chef to add to your camp out kitchen, I say do it because I'm extremely happy with this one. Alright, we're going to go ahead and put some icing on this. This thing is iced down. And then after that, we're going to go inside and we're going to watch some TV. Okay guys, we got through eating our cinnamon rolls. Wonderful. I can't believe how good the little oven stove combo worked. Absolutely wonderful. But what happened was right after that, we got in our camper, but we knew that bad weather was coming. So we kind of had an idea. We watched the Weather Channel a little bit and we tried to plan out that, yeah, sometime in the morning before the bad weather hits, we were going to be able to pack everything up and hit the road and be home before the bad weather sets in. Well, at 4 o'clock in the morning, I was sleeping like a rock. And Michelle reaches up and she's turning the fan down and I hear the rain start coming. And a band came through and it rained pretty hard for just a few minutes. And I just kind of laid there trying not to wake up. And then Michelle's like, baby, we need to go. And it's 4 o'clock in the morning. And so after I stretched my eyes and rolled around, I said, all right, so the weather broke, it stopped raining, we rolled out of bed, we put on our clothes, we broke down the tent, we threw everything in the back of the truck, and at 5 o'clock in the morning, we were rolling out of the campgrounds, and all I could think about was those poor people that are about to endure what's really coming. And we drove home and it rained most of the way home. And by the time we pulled in, the lightning was flashing so much that the sky was just lit up. It was constant. And the rain was just coming down in buckets. And so Michelle jumped out, rolled up the garage door, and I backed the trailer in, and we just ran in the house and call it quits. So this is just a wrap-up summary video right now of what we experienced earlier today. So we got everything dried out and packed away and the camp's clean. But when I came back outside, the first thing that I checked was the galley, because I'd had a leak earlier, and I hadn't done a proper water test on it because I was waiting for the silicone to dry. And I pulled the galley door up, everything was dry. Even from going down the road and it splashing up from underneath, the seal held the water out from the bottom. I checked all the corners, the top, where the hurricane hinge was, down the sides, absolutely no water. So everything is waterproof, watertight. And so when we do get on the road and we have to endure some weather, I'm pretty confident that we're going to be just fine in some rough weather in this thing. But yeah, those poor people at the camp, there was a family there right beside us, and they had 3 or 4 small children, and they were in a tent, and I just hope that they didn't get blown away through the heavy winds that hit us. And hopefully they were able to get to their car and pack everything up and get out of there before the rain hit them. Okay, we want to talk to you a little bit about our opinions on the lake and what we experienced there. So Michelle, what did you like about the lake? We're talking about Bear Lake, where we went camping.
Yeah. Well, I didn't like that there was no trees at our site. It was very hot.
Yeah, one of the things I did notice is that there were 3 spots available, 16, 17, and 18, and we camped in lot 18, and all 3 of those spots had absolutely no shade whatsoever. And it seemed like the center part of the campgrounds, they had a lot of shade, but the outlying areas, there was a lot of open sun. So I say that probably 75% of those spots that were there are shaded spots.
And the way the park is set up, like the water, the dock is like way down at the very front of the park by the bathrooms and the showers. So the only way to access the pond or the lake is to go down this ravine and then come back up to the lake. And you know, I thought that it could have been dangerous for kids, and which it was. A little boy wandered off and wound up in the bottom of it crying. So there's no water in this little ravine, but it's like a hill, and it goes down, and then you got to go back up the hill.
Yeah, it was in the dam area where they built the dam to dam up the lake. It seemed like they pushed the dirt up, and it left a low spot between the campers, and the lake itself is a low spot.
So I thought down there at that end, they could have done a little bit more to accommodate their guests and put like a little walkway or something that was straight, because even if we did want to take the canoe, we didn't want to bring our truck down to the boat dock to put the canoe in. We would want to just take it right there where we were off. But I mean, to go down that hill with a 45-pound canoe, thinking we might slide, is pretty dangerous.
Was pretty steep. So yeah, it would have been nice if they'd have had a boardwalk and then even a pier that led out across right there in the dam area. So
I thought that was just a little not upsetting, but just disappointing.
Yeah. Now, one of the things that I didn't like about the campgrounds is the spots are really close together, and we had to look at it a couple of times and identify which fire pit is our fire pit.
Yeah.
Because the spot right next to us, it looked like the placement is like it was a shared fire pit.
Yeah.
And after we cooked our food over our open fire, we ended up allowing
the people
next to us to just go ahead and
because they had a bunch of small kids.
And it was fun for them to go over there and roast marshmallows.
Yeah, yeah.
And
it was really at their campsite, but it was our fire pit. So
yeah, it's kind of weird.
It was kind of, they were all, and then their fire pit was over closer to the people that were on the other side of them. So I thought that was just they could have done a better job.
Yeah.
And the pavement, like the little parking areas where you put your RV.
Yeah.
It
there was not a flat
redone.
spot on there.
Yeah.
When you pulled out, it was bumpy, gravelly, and we really had to position the camper trailer in 3 or 4 different spots to find the best setup for us. And so, in my opinion, they could put a little bit of money into building those areas up, and maybe even pour some type of a pad. Not saying it has to be concrete, but frame it up and put something in there to make that.
Yeah, you could tell like the wood that was edging around the edge of it had been there for so long is like wore off, and the edging was, the wood just kind of went down into a slope. So there's really nothing to differentiate the pad to the part.
Now Bear Lake was built and it was dammed up and it was flooded area. So they built that lake back in the 60s, and it really doesn't look like they've done much improving to the campgrounds itself since the 60s. So if they could allocate a little bit of money to building those paths up, you'd probably have a much better improved camping experience there.
So probably what I liked best were the bathrooms. They were nice and clean.
Oh yeah, they were very nice bathrooms.
Showers are clean. Everything was.
There was a toilet and a shower in one room, so whenever you go in there, you can be by yourself and do everything that you need to do.
Right.
So I really like that, and then that's been at multiple campgrounds we've stayed at. So we really enjoyed, having the privacy of a bathroom and a shower in one.
But I did notice there was a lot of kids that were running around wild and screaming and playing, and
I'm not walking through our camping
they're
site.
walking right through your campsite. And I'm not against, kids having fun, but I wouldn't just let my kids roam loose on a, on a campsite where there's strangers or whatever. But even at night after dark, they're up in the trees, hanging out by the bathrooms.
Yeah,
so
kids will be kids, though.
Yeah, but at a certain time, it's time to calm down and relax and wind down. So I just thought that for the people that came out there to relax and enjoy a nice peaceful trip, they wouldn't have been able to experience it that night, at least with all those kids out there running wild, because it was like at least 9:30 and they're still running wild, and you could hear them at the other end of the park. It's not like they were right beside you. They were all the way down at the end where the bathrooms were.
You say all the way at the end, but those campsites are so close together.
Yeah, there's no privacy.
They're only separated by 5 feet of space between each site.
Yeah.
So the kids, they get to running around and they're running through everybody else's campsite. And no fault to the camper or to the campsite itself. It's just that, you're always going to have that one rude camper at each campsite.
Right.
And it was happening.
Or kids that don't know any better because the parents don't bother teaching them. So,
All right. So I don't want to make this episode about bashing other people's kids. But if you're just looking for a place to go and just set up and it's cheap and you kind of want to have a family experience, maybe you can reserve several campsites and you would have a close-knit family experience. And there were other families that did that. They pulled their trailers in and they set up their tents and stuff, and they were all right there together. And I think that's probably a good campground to do that
a big family experience.
Yeah, but if you're looking for a resort or 4-star camping experience
or something peaceful and quiet,
I would probably look to something else.
Yeah.
But just in the immediate area of Milton, Florida, that's probably an okay place.
So I gave it a 2 out of 5.
And I give it a 3 out of 5. All right, if you find this information helpful and you like these reviews, can you leave us a comment and let us know if this helped you make a decision?
To subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, and like and share. Thanks.
Thanks.